Hey guys, Outdoor Enthusiast 88 here again with another unboxing and initial review of a brand new firearm that I just picked up. Now this particular firearm has been very much raved about in the firearms world. It's something that a lot of people like myself have been waiting for a long time for, and it is part of the Canik line or Canik line. I don't know if I said that right or not, but that's just how they say it over in Turkey, where this firearm is made. So Canik has been around for a few years now with a TP9 series of pistols. They've had pretty good success. They're much more of a budget, low-cost firearm that's kind of taking Glock and Smith & Wesson and the likes of those for a run for their money. This particular one I picked up at a local gun shop, around $400, so pretty good price. And you'll see the upgrades that it comes with. This is the Canik TP9 Elite 9mm made in Turkey, 4.2-inch barrel, and the tungsten slide. So, without further ado, it comes with a nice case, decent little sliders. They get kind of caught up, you got to kind of fiddle with them a little bit. Nice case overall though, there's the Canik logo there. So you pop her open. There you go. You actually have a really cool little kit here for the price point you get. So what's kind of cool about these pistols is it does come with a holster. It comes with 2 mags. It even comes with a little mag loading assist, extra back strap. Some other cool things about this, and I'll show you guys kind of what's in the case. Show you the pistol, how to take down, just my initial impressions, and then there will be a part 2, a second video with a full range review of this firearm, because there are some issues that people have brought up about this particular firearm, and I want to kind of run a few hundred rounds through it over the next couple of weeks, and I'll get a second full range review out for you guys. So, like I said, comes in a nice little kit here. I'll just kind of show you guys 2 mags. 15 rounders, 9mm, polymer plastic base plate. See a little logo there. Full single count little viewing window starting at 2, going down to 15. Spare back strap. This is the bigger one, so if you want to fill your hand a little more, you can. I do prefer the one that came on the pistol though, it's just fine. And I'll show you guys how this works. Not too well, by the way. So I'll take this out real quick. Serpa style holster, kind of like the Blackhawks. A little release button here, kind of wrapping around the trigger guard on the bottom. So when you draw the pistol, you actually have to push in, pull out. A lot of people don't like that for the safety because your finger is there. But also, I've kind of looked at this pistol a little bit, the holster a little bit, and I will say it's not the highest quality, but it is free. So that's cool. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Here's the firearm. 2 15-round mags. There you go. Notice it's quite top heavy. But the holster kind of going up here, I'll show you guys. Here's the paddle portion up here. It's a paddle / belt mechanism. So you can see you can run the belt through a couple of different points there. It does go unscrew with just a Phillips screwdriver, and then you can see it can tilt in multiple angles, sideways, upside down, whatever you prefer. I've tried this on a little bit, and we'll go into more depth with this in my range review, but I think the actual paddle version, rather than running the belt through, feels a lot better. It feels less flimsy because it is a very flimsy design, especially this part right here. You can see it flexes a lot, and when you're drawing out the pistol, it's going to flex a lot, and you might get it caught on something and just snap it. So something to consider. It does have a little hole cut out in the actual case there for the holster to sit in, which is nice. This is actually, it's not bad. It's a little stiff, so that's something else. Maybe add to the danger of this particular holster with the Serpa style. So a little mag loader here I did try out. I'll show you guys. Got a couple of Beretta mags lying around to show you guys something else that I found out. So this is interesting. So you actually see it's a one-piece mechanism. It's not like one of the, I think it's mag, I'm gonna probably butcher this name, Maglula, is that what it is? I don't remember, I can't remember, but the really higher quality mag loaders, this one you actually go and you push it in, and you push it in halfway, you push it in all the way, you push it down, push it in halfway, you pull it up, push it in all the way, push it down. See what I'm doing there? Honestly, you're better off just the old-fashioned load it. It's a soft spring. It's not too bad. Something to consider there. So this is basically useless, but kind of cool to put it in there. We got a little manual up here. Little manual. came with a little card to take the slide off and on. I'll show you guys that. The disassembly of this firearm is a little different than you're probably used to. Up here, looks like you have a cleaning rod, a little steel with a brush. Let me get this other piece out. Little plastic pull through. Put a patch with some oil on there to pull through the barrel, keep it clean. Get those put back away. Now we covered all this. Going down here, this little slot has a couple of little surprises in it. So the back strap, like I said, you do get an extra back strap. Here is the, you got the translation version there and the English version here. Comes with a pin, so you just kind of punch out a pin, which is right there. And you can put on the other back strap. And you see it's not a whole much of a difference, just a little bit. So a little bit bigger. This one's just fine. Honestly, you can see it fills my hand just fine. This is replacement fiber optics, and we'll go talk about that in a little bit, but it's basically a replacement red and a replacement greenish yellow. We'll talk about that. So, get this out of the way. So yeah, you get quite a bit in this case, and something else I'll show. You see how it's kind of tucked in there, kind of squished? Well, when they imported this, it came with a few interesting things. So I opened the box and I saw these laying on top. Let me bring them over here. Probably you've seen these before. So this is the loaded chamber indicator. Kind of shows if there's a bullet in the chamber or not. This is the QC, quality control, little tag. Probably could have been wrapped around. Looks like it has a little pin, could wrap around the trigger or something. It wasn't, they were just laying in there. Same with this, it was just laying in there. So this was what made the mark. It kind of stuffed in there and it made the case kind of bulge a little bit. They threw in this cheap little trigger guard for child safety lock. Interesting, but probably never gonna use that. But hey, you know, US standards, US laws, so. What else do they have in here? Oh, they gave me a registration card. So that was just kind of lying in the top of the thing. So everything else, that's everything that came with this. 2 mags. Mags are kind of hard to come by, but I will say there are more coming and go on, like AIM Surplus has a bunch. And we'll talk about kind of compatibility. I did order some new mags. So we'll kind of take a look at the 20 rounders, 18 rounders, those kind of things still work for the Caniks. So looking at the firearm itself, you'll notice that it has a black lower frame, tungsten coloration there for the slide. It's not super bright. It's not like a silver, like a brush silver looking. It's much softer, this tungsten color. You can see in the light there. And even if you shine I do have a flashlight. So it's not very reflective, which is good. So you don't have to worry about it being like a stainless steel reflective. Very soft. So slide operates really well. You notice it has front and rear serrations. The front serrations are kind of short, so you'll see they're stiff. I mean, they're deep cuts, but there's only enough for like your thumb. So like, you know, just for checking, you can even check underneath like that. Kind of hurts a little bit because of the way the angles are cut, but you can check if you need to. This works really well. Pretty decent spring. I would say most people can operate that. It's not too bad at all. So one of the big things besides the price point is the trigger. A lot of people love the trigger on the Caniks, and this one is no different. I've shot Canik SA before and an SF. Excellent firearms. This one is the same thing. They added a little red safety mechanism coloration to it right here, and I'll show you guys on the inside. It's red all the way up into here as well. This is plastic. It has a nice gloss coat to it, but it is plastic. I thought originally that it might be like maybe they put aluminum or something kind of neat in there, like a steel, but no, it's just plastic. So, trigger, you can hear this. Reset. There you go, I'm gonna do it again. A little bit of take up. Squishy a little bit. Nice clean. Short reset. Now what that helps with is when you're shooting this firearm, is not a lot like a double action or something. It's not a heavy trigger pull, so you can really stay on target, and we'll practice that when we go to the range and test that out fully. But an excellent trigger. Really nice design, no problems it looks like with that. So the mag release is a little stiff, I will say. It's also cut kind of flush with this, so it's not very like extended. No problems really at all with that, but something I will note is they did cut little grabbing like kind of holes there to get your fingers in to strip out a mag if you need to, which is good, because if you notice on the mag, you guys see those lines on the mag there? That's not the finish. That's not meant to be there. It's actually, and then you'll see on the inside when I take this apart, see that? There are lines on the inside of the slide. Those need to be hit with some sandpaper because it is a very stiff mag well, and maybe with some cleaning, if you clean off your mags, clean up the entire firearm, because this one has never been fired before except for the safety rounds that went through. So probably want to take a look at that, get it cleaned up. Something to consider. So to take the slide off, actually, you know what? Let's talk about the sights before I do that. So sights, they are Warren tactical sights. You'll see that it has a nice little ledge here. It's kind of angled, but you can still get a good grip on a belt or a pant leg, something like that if you really want to rack it that way in case your other hand's out of commission or something. That's doable. Stainless steel, it feels like they're, actually no, I'm sorry, not stainless steel, probably aluminum sights. Fiber optic front. Fiber optics are a little bit tricky to replace. Just kind of probably want to go watch a video on that if you want to change it out. I probably will change it to the green color. Red just doesn't seem to pop as much in different circumstances. You'll note it is not a 3-dot setup. It is a, you have no dots in the back here, and you just kind of line up the fiber optics in this little U-shaped divot in the rear sight. There you go. There is a little red dot on the back for loaded chamber indicator. See how it goes away? When I first got this, there was actually some paint around that dot, and now I went and I just rubbed with my finger when I first took it out of the box, and the paint went away. So it's not high quality paint on there, but something to consider. So it has a little bit of red paint left on it, but it kind of wears off. You got the typical flashlight slide on there, flashlight, laser, whatever. Square cut. You also notice that there's some stippling up here, which is great for your other thumb, for your support hand. Check that out. Line it right up. Looks great. You have ambidextrous slide releases here, as well as you can switch the mag release on either side. Mag release works great, one-handed. Do either way. There you go. So to take it apart, you want to make sure it's clear. Pull the trigger. You have 2 tabs, and you'll notice the holster is already kind of worn down a little bit on this tab right here, but you want to go ahead and pull down. And you just slide forward, and it's going to stop right there. And that's what that little pamphlet says in your actual box in the case there. Slide forward, pop off. So that's how you're going to do it, and then to put it back on, opposite process. Line it up with the tab right here in this little hole, cut in the slide, on, ready to go. So pull the trigger, pull the tabs down, pull forward, lift up. So looking at the frame first, you can see up close, good stippling, really nice grip, excellent grip I would say. See the cuts in there I was talking about earlier in the inside of the frame that need to be filed down. There's that red, and you look down here, there's that red again. Trying to keep it less bright on you. There you go. Nothing out of the ordinary. Typical striker fired firearm. Good quality. No weird tooling marks or anything going on. Same with the slide. Slide looks really good. Probably don't need the flashlight right now. TP9 SF with some deep cuts for the text. Bold lettering there. Here's the extractor. Take a look in there real quick. So here's the recoil spring. Here's the barrel. And part of the reason I want to show you guys all of these parts separate is because when we actually go and shoot this for a few hundred rounds, I want to make sure there's no abnormal wear. So you'll get a good close-up view picture of all of these. It's actually a really hefty spring system right here. It's all captured. There's nothing to get lost or springs to shoot across the room or anything like that. So that's a nice touch. Steel guide rod, it looks like. No problems there. Barrel. There you go. Take a look at that barrel there. So the grooves are really nice. You can see some grit in there. Never been cleaned, never been fired by me. You'll notice that the chrome is not on the corners here. So that's not, I don't know if that's a quality control issue or not. Same with this cut up here. I don't know why they did that, but you'll see there's a little bit of chrome on there too. It looks just kind of, yeah, just look like rubbed. But yeah, the chrome right here on the feed ramp, really nice and slick. So I don't know why it's on the ends there, but I want to keep it out in this whole area because this area is pretty heavily worn usually with these things. So something to consider, keeping on the barrel. And here's the slide. Looks good. So to reassemble, barrel in. Recoil spring makes you go all the way down. There's actually like a first ledge right there. You actually want to go second ledge. Make sure it's locked in place. Slide. Good to go. So something to consider to kind of wrap this up. A couple of issues with this firearm that could come up that I've seen is poor and sporadic ejection. So weak ejection and sporadic ejection, which has to do with the ejector right here. Now, with different loads, I have heard that it can be iffy. Now we're gonna run a bunch of different types of ammunition, probably a few hundred rounds in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. I'll get some slow motion potentially of the ejection, you can kind of see what's going on there. But if it's a weak ejection, what's gonna happen is it could jam and not eject the round and not chamber another round. I don't know if that's gonna be the case. I have seen some reviews saying that, but that's why I got this review for you guys. We'll take a look at that. So weak ejection, poor ejection, abnormal wear on this barrel and slide. That's something to think about, something we gotta look into. And then I wanna show you guys a couple of interesting things. We are gonna test it out with some Beretta mags. So here's a bunch right here, 30 rounder. So we got like all the mags. These are all, I think it's a 15 round Beretta mag, 18 round Mech-Gar mag, and a 15 round mil-spec military surplus mag. So again, really stiff, right? Because those ledges are inside there. But it also, this is a 15 round mag, and it's actually older than it's obviously way older because it's a Beretta 92 mag than the actual new 15 round mags. And you'll notice that it doesn't go up all the way, even though it is only 15 rounds. Now, you'll see, you line them up, it's much longer than the new one. So this of course is more compared to a Glock 19 than a full-size pistol, but these other mags from Beretta should fit just fine in your Canik SF SA, but just something to consider. They will obviously not lock back. You'll notice the cuts are different. So similar to other Caniks. And of course, same goes for all these other mags. They won't lock in, but they're stiff enough to actually stay in there. I'm actually curious if they'll fire all the way through and just pull it out to strip it out. And same with this big 30 round mag. You have to push the button in to get it in there, but it's still going to chamber the round if you wanted to, and it might not even pull back, so it might just keep going. A couple other things, I just want to show you guys the weight real quick before we go. So without a mag, 25.3, pretty close to like a Glock 19 weight without a magazine. So something to consider. All right, guys. Well, hey, you know what? That's all I got for today. We'll run this through the range tests and get back to you guys in a couple of weeks here, hopefully, and let you know how it did. Well, hey, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next video, and like this video. Let me know if any questions at all below, and I can help answer those. And have a good one.